In this video, I will cover the illusion that the West has been building for thousands of years. They're not the only ones. It has everything to do with construction, the psychological construct. Therefore, this video is called A Dress Outfit, aka being fit and fitted cap. I will explore these ideas more. But first, I want you to remember this, write it down, get a pen and paper. Has to do with voke, meaning to call, provoke, vocal, invoke, and vocabulary. They are drugging me, and I am bombarded with ideas for whatever reason. And at times I struggle because of the drugs to articulate myself and to express myself in a way that is consistent with my forms of intelligence, insight, innovation, wisdom, thinking fast, and balancing many ideas at the same time, which is also a skill that is transferable through my martial arts training, mind, body, and soul. They want you to believe that people from their cultures are more intelligent than I am and have more effective mental prowess and brain power. Okay. So write that down. They want you to believe that I am not as smart as I claim and that you should not listen to me, while they're taking away from my image and making me look less like a man and less like a martial artist with my game thrown off. And this is more than just the targeting. The targeting complements the pre-existing social, psychological, and political construct. Sabotage is especially used for political and military purposes. Think about it. Do any of you doubt that? Do I need to put it on the screen? Do any of you doubt that? Does martial arts have something to do with politics and military hand-to-hand combat, perhaps? Honor versus crony capitalism, perhaps? Who would be revered if they were given the rightful place? So now let's consider expression, right? These things don't truly express my point of view. These things might be the closest thing available to me that I can buy that express my view. They go as far as to sabotage the things I order in the mail with strong chemicals. You ever ordered a shirt and the first time you wear it, the chemicals irritate your skin? Well, and you have to put it through the wash. Well, what they do is something more potent than that. So I'm forced to rely on the same kind of clothing, but there's not a lot of clothing available anyway because they're trying to sell clothes in a way that favors the small person. Your address has to do with your image, right? And your ability to acquire the things you need. Location, location, location. So address, outfit, right? The mafia outfit, right? Your outfit and how fit you look, you know. I might be in perfect shape, but my clothes could take away from that and could kind of project something that I don't want to project. This sort of projects a sporty look. The yellow reflects my pure masculine, pure sun temple, sub-Saharan African conveyance of the pure spirit of the Creator. But it doesn't do it definitively unless I point it out. And even then, these are Western kind of items, right? And they are variations of pre-existing kind of Semite and African items, but they're Western items nonetheless. Okay. So when we look at fitted caps, you know, people with bigger foreheads are less likely to find the fitted cap they need, certainly at stores. You know, they're commonly for a shorter person with a kind of baseball belt. So we're going to look at two belts here. They're the main ones that are cheating people like me. And they are the small kind of jackal elf kind of build, the short guy, short and skinny, okay, who benefits the most from the martial art psychological construct that other people have presented. And then you have the bull, the big guy. So the little kind of Honda Fit, little, small hybrid car, and the big truck driver. Okay. So if somebody is not the type of person that should express themselves in a truck and they're tall, they're pretty much out of luck. Okay. So when we look at the dressing room, what is it for? Okay. What if you go to the dressing room and you're like, well, this doesn't really fit me? What happens when your clothes shrink in the wash, right? And the maximum, this is the maximum size sweater, and it shrinks in the wash. You know, this is a little bit too small for me. Okay, it's not really easy to tell. And this one, I believe I have two of them. This is the one I haven't washed yet, so you can't really tell that they're sabotaging me when the person first buys it. So there's the first buy effect, there's the shrink in the wash. Why do we have big and tall or XX, casual XXX large stores? Okay, because commonly people don't sell these clothes. Why? 1 in 5 adult males, I believe, is over 6 foot. So why don't they sell these clothes? Okay. We look at the idea of tailor. It's not easy for someone like me to have clothes tailored to them. Okay, there's a long explanation why that is. I'm sure you can figure it out. You know them by their works, and their inability to work with you, okay, is part of their works. It's also females. You know them by their works, right? Their children are their main works. Their inability to date the hero testifies against them. Okay. So again, to express my genes and my spirit, which is a sub-Saharan African pure masculine spirit conveying Sun Temple true martial artist expression. There are no clothes available to me at all in which allow for this expression. And certainly if I was to reach out to somebody as a targeted person who has achieved this level of martial arts proficiency and then was sabotage, right? They would not really work with me. They would make me an outfit that plays me out like a bitch. I mean, what, some gay clothing dressing costume designer is going to work with me? I mean, think about it. You know, some tailor, some Asian tailor who, when the opposition view is Asian, right? Who are the tailors? Who do they make clothes for? Some house nigga? You know, make me look like Urkel or something? Think about it. No one's going to work with me. I'm not allowed to have this expression, and there is no group that is effective at making me an outfit, a martial arts outfit that reflects my point of view. Nor should they be allowed to, because where is their honor? This is something that is an honor for someone to do. It was an honor to carry the sandals of Narmer. Imagine make him an outfit that expresses his view. This goes back to appeal and apparel, right? You appeal to the Supreme Court, right? It has to do with image. The robe of the Chief Justices historically, image, right? Image, imagination. Clothes and clothes are connected. She will close her legs to you based on her clothes, right? What she's telling you, she's communicating to you that this is my culture. She dates jocks or football players or bodybuilders by her clothes. She dates geeks. And this is one of the places where they kind of extract the same kind of thing, right? You have the rich geek can extract the female that is more likely to date the bodybuilder at the gym naturally, perhaps because of money, which also goes back to controlling reproduction. You ever heard the term camel toe? Does this have to do with Egyptian martial arts? What, you think it doesn't? Does it have to do with sex cults derived from Egypt? What, you think it doesn't? Okay? Sportswear. Remember, wear. Sportswear. The clothes you wear. Face and clothes. What face does he wear? What clothes does he wear? What does his, image, his presentation communicate to you? Perform. Pour. Form. Rape backwards, pair, pour. Pair form, right? Who should the most healthy and attractive women go to? It should go to the heroes, okay? They're sporting that jacket. What does that say about being athletic, right? And sporty, okay? Champ clothing, athletic wear, right? Sneakers. What, are you sneaking around? What are you sneaking to do? Right? You're trying to pretend that you're more fit than Narmer, the tall, coordinated black African person. Okay. Costume, attire, togs, threads, get up, right? Your get up, right? There's erections, parallels here. There's other get up the social ladder, right? Your get up, your costume, your clothes, cost, what it cost you, your costume, your attire, tire. Remember A as the alpha, and that's talking about training. The cheetah, right, is a cheater because it's more than just running. It's more than just a wide receiver running, right? He's usually not that bright, but he has some form of intelligence. He's running. He's given a play, run the play, right? He doesn't have to be that smart, but he can be that fit. But the martial artist is fit, mind, body, and soul, physically, spiritually, mentally fit with the accompanying soul. Raiment, right? Raiment, raiment is the archaic term, and habiliment, right? Habitual, habits, habitat, habiliments, okay? Manners, mannerisms when you wear these clothes. How do your mannerisms change? How do you change when you put on a martial art outfit or a suit? How does your mentality change? Okay. Fitter, fatter, fighter. Okay. The big, strong guy. And then there's the jackal. Buildings prove my point. If man takes great pains in planning the buildings downtown, who, what, when, where, how, why, how much more the reproductive cycle and the social construct? You're an idiot if you think the right and the left aren't subservient to the same kind of corporations who invest in both, so no matter who wins, it supports their reproductive cycle, right? Business. What makes business go smooth? Women. Okay? Hip-hop videos, car magazines, sexy secretaries, escort services, women. Money makes the world go round. Gangsters make the world go round. White-collar gangsters, white-collar criminals, organized crime. Pussy makes the world go round. Okay, you think these things aren't considered when they design society? You think women aren't dumb bitches if they roll with it? You think they're not evil if they roll with the design that was designed by the evil social engineers and social developers? What, are you an idiot? Ball, be all. Jackal, jack all. MMA, okay, now let's think about things that break down and sabotage. Another word for sabotage, a synonym, is cripple, right? Crip is the cripple because his activities sabotage the tall, coordinated hero, and they just happen to wear shades of blue when Horus, over time, wore yellow, white, and blue, right? His right eye is the sun. His left eye is the moon, and he's the sky god. Yellow, white, and blue. MMA fighting favors the short, kind of stocky guy when it comes to taking a beating. Football, rugby, fighting in general, clubs, brawls. If you make a culture where, people don't believe it's worth fighting for, it's worth killing for, where people can't kill people legally for honor and so on, you're sabotaging the tall, coordinated martial artist, so he gets beat down and crippled in a fight. The taller they are, the harder they fall, rather than the bigger, right? He can't truly leverage his reach and his maneuverability. He's more likely to take a beating, and he has to resort to assaults with deadly weapons, which can also be the kung fu chop to the neck and gouging the eyes and striking the groin. These are, intends to cause excessive, extreme bodily harm, right? So we also look at gang initiations, prisons, right? Clubs where they frisk you for weapons, right? This gives the advantage to the big bull-like guys. And the small kind of races tend to roll deep, right? You'll see a bunch of short guys at the club, right? So they can kind of make up for that. And those who aren't in their kind of culture, those who are deviant, are by themselves and more likely to be crippled. When you couple all these things together, cars and car accidents, right? Who do cars favor? If you have a short kind of compact car and you're tall, you're more likely to get injured in a car accident. I have been injured in a car accident. When you're a bigger guy, you're less likely to be injured in a car accident. For the same reason, you're less likely to get injured seriously when you're beat up with the same force by somebody. Okay, so when we look at how parents have set up their children, a 2-year-old in an Olympic contest, the 100-yard dash, is more likely to win than for the child of the average person to go to heaven. Okay, and that's why I'm around. Imagine when I'm gone, there's no chance. So when we look at this thing, it's the spiritual monopoly of white people, for example, and Jews and Asians, right? It's a one-way sword. Okay, when you know you're right, you can't back down. You have to emerge or you fail God. We'll call it the emerge or fail God effect. If you're someone like me and you're the top martial artist, if you don't emerge, you fail God. If these people are preventing you from emerging, they're failing God. They cannot bring you to God because they are benefiting from sabotaging the people who are supposed to bring you to God. It's that simple. And when you breed in their reproductive cycle, Mormon, Catholic, whatever, okay? Jew, Buddhist, Hindu, by default, you are failing the Creator and dishonoring your ancestors. So it's also we see the Tiny Tim in a car effect, right? A little guy rolling up in a little car, right? He pales in comparison to Thor rolling up in a big truck, and the tall, athletic guy doesn't have a car that resembles him. And the Falcon and the Cutlass, even though they are referring to martial arts, do not favor the tall, coordinated guy.